Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome on LaksChanel-Immigrant. On this channel, we always talk about immigrants, how to strengthen immigrant, how to provide immigrant with advice, tools, a technique on how to strengthen their financial condition in the country where they live. So on today's video, I just wanted to take some few minutes to discuss about all the necessary steps that anyone needs to follow to be able to open a business abroad. So this is a very, very important topic, guys. Take some few minutes to listen to the video until the end, and then make sure to share it with any immigrant you know in your surrounding. So what are all the steps that anyone needs to follow to be able to successfully open a business abroad? Like, you live in a country, you're an immigrant in any country, you're planning to open a business back home. What are the necessary steps you must follow to make sure you give yourself enough chance to succeed in the business? The first step you need to take to successfully open a business back home is to be able to proceed with an explanatory visit. Don't just start the business on a distant basis. Make sure you keep tight with the country that you're planning to open the business in. Don't rely on social media or internet information or information from people. Make sure you make an arrangement to take a trip there. Go there, go on the ground, talk with the people, try to understand the culture, try to understand the market, try to understand the economics of the currency and how the country operates. What is the mindset of the people living in your country? Because sometimes we grow up in a country, then we leave the country for many years, and then we think that the country is still the same. No, sometimes things may have really, really drastically changed. So it's critical to make sure that if you haven't been in the country for a long time, make sure to make some plan and go there and spend a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Try to connect with people, try to talk to people, try to understand the dynamic of the country, what has changed, what is still the same, how is the market operating, how is the politics, how is the regulations surrounding the business that you're planning to open. If you're planning to open a hospital, what are the necessary regulation and steps to legally operate a hospital? If you're planning to open a school, what are all the steps you need to follow to get the authorization from the Department of Education or the Ministry of Education before you can legally open your business? So the first step is to make sure to take an explanatory visit. Go there, spend some time, take your vacation in the place that you're planning to open your business, talk to people, make some connections. Then this is going to be very, very helpful for the next step. The next step that I will recommend if you are planning to open any business in your country of origin, the next step is to prepare a plan. I don't want to say a business plan, because business plan sounds like it's something heavy, it's something complicated. All I want you to understand at this point is that you need to have a plan. It's not necessarily a big plan, many pages. No. Take a pen, take a piece of paper, and write your plan. How are you going to open your business? When I say plan, I'm talking about, investment plan. I'm talking about operational plan. I'm talking about commercial and marketing plan. I'm talking about your human resources plan, because those are fundamental for your business. You can't run a business with anyone, right? You are not there. You live abroad. You want to open a business on a distant basis. So there are some steps that you must follow, and also you have some security that you make sure you surround yourself with enough security to make sure that your business operates properly. So when I say prepare a plan, it means to go through the administrative process to get the necessary authorization, to get the necessary licenses to open your business, to get the necessary authorization from various departments, from various ministries. How much are you going to spend? It's important to understand all the documentation and the process to get the authorization, because for most of the for most of the business in many countries, you will probably need to go through the authorization and the formal process to open a business. What does it take? How long does it take? How much does it take? Who can do that for me efficiently? How can I follow up on that? What are the necessary documents I will need to be able to go through the whole process? So write that into the paper, and every amount that you will need to go through that, you need to write it down. You need to have a very, very good idea of how much it will cost you to get your license, how much it will cost you to get your authorization to properly open your business. You might also want to take a look of the competitor. Remember the explanatory visit. You want to take a look of the competitor. If you're planning to open a school, make sure you understand the dynamic of other schools. Go meet the director of those schools, the principal, talk to them, get familiar to them, see how the business operates. The good news is, back home in many countries, they will be open, at least, to allow you a business visit in their school and answer a couple of questions for free. So once you assess how much you will need to legally open and formally open your business, the second step would be, you'll probably also need to assess how much it's going to cost you in terms of equipment, what type of equipment you will need. Again, this may really vary depending on the business that you're planning to open. If you're planning to open a small hospital or a small school or a small farming business, the type of the equipment you need would probably be different. My only recommendation on this stage is that don't invest too much on something that you're not 100% sure that it will work. Even feasibility studies will not guarantee 100% success. So go very slowly, go very prudently. Don't build any building. I would recommend renting for the beginning. Even if you have enough money to build, don't build yet. Rent something, rent somewhere. Because the good part with renting is that if things doesn't work your way, then you can still break the lease and leave. But if you build and invest heavily and something happens, then it might be very difficult for you. So again, even if you have enough means, don't make things permanently. Make sure you always progress temporarily and give yourself a room to still back off if something happens. So again, the second thing I was saying is the planning into your investment, planning into your equipment, planning into the supplies that you will need for whatever business you are planning to do. Try to calculate them. How much supplies, how much equipment, how much facilities, how much rent am I going to need to properly operate the business, given the potential target customer that I'm planning to have. If I'm planning to do a hotel in that area, given the competitors in the sector, given the other hotel surrounding the area, what is their their booking rate? Is it a place where hotels are usually very busy, or it depends? Again, you need to assess those to have an idea of which equipment you probably need to run your business. Another thing that you want to assess and put into your plan is the human resources plan. Like the business that you're trying to operate, probably at the beginning, during the first few days, you will probably need someone there to go through the authorization process for you, right? Because again, you don't live there. So at the beginning, you probably need one person who is able to do multitask, who is very, very open-minded and can really easily go to people and negotiate stuff, right? That person will be like, your agent, going all over the place and do stuff for you. But the moment you officially open the business, you probably need more people, right? You probably need more people. You probably need someone playing the commercial role, looking for customer for you, going online for social media, doing the advertisement and all those stuff. Because again, you're starting a business, you probably need customer. You probably need also someone who will be there doing the operational part of your business. If it's a hotel, the person will be the person cleaning the rooms, accepting and receiving customers, reorganizing stuff in the hotel. If it's a school, the person can play the role of the principal, receiving parent and organizing stuff, examination for your student and all those stuff. Again, I also recommend on this stage to go very slow on personnel. Make sure you hire people who are capable of being multitask. They can do many things at the same time. Very, very important. Don't go too crazy on personnel. I hire a bunch of people then you end up not having money to pay. So make sure you have just as enough the basic people you need to run to properly run the business. After you have the assessment of your HR plan, the human resources plan, then the last thing very important in your plan must be your communication and marketing plan. Today, even in developing nations, many people are online. Many people are online. The good news is all those social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and everything you can imagine, they always allow you to do advertisement. They always have an ads page where you can create a business online and then start boosting. And you can even go into parameters and specify the city where you're operating your business, and then put some money in there to boost your communication and make people see them. You can, at the beginning, to be honest, if you are good with social media, you can also be your own social media manager. But at the same time, sometimes you need people also back home, so that people back home, they are not okay calling an international number, right? So you probably have an international phone number. So you want someone there with a local phone number that can take calls, and then you also want to train that person, make sure the phone is going through, so that when people call, that person can also take the call and and receive customer on your behalf. So having assessed all those main areas, then you have an idea of how much you're gonna spend until the day one of the business. After you have a clear idea of how much you need, now the next step is to look for money, right, guys? Nothing is free. Nothing is free. You need to pay. So once you have an idea of how much you need, now you will need to know where do you want to get the money. Many options. People want to do their own finance. They want to use their own money. You have your debit checking account. You have your credit card. You have the option to also open your business to friends. You talk to prompted they want to join you into the adventure, then they can put some money. So you can raise money from whoever is willing to try the business with you. For the finance, my only recommendation would be to really avoid using a high interest rate financing. That means credit card. If you have a credit card where they are charging you 20%, then what's the point of using a credit card? It's probably going to be too expensive for you, because the money is costing you more. You can't borrow the main money at 20% and go and invest in a project that is providing you less than 20%. It won't make any sense, right? So if you have some savings, that's the best way to go. So you have you have your money, you have the project, you have everything ready. Then you just start your business. You start your business, and then you open the business, you start running it. Again, it won't be easy. It will be difficult at the beginning, but finally, if you keep up, you get really involved. You work every day with your people back home. You call them on a daily basis. You make sure that instructions are being followed. You follow the business on a daily basis. Then you end up have your first few customers. And the moment you have them, you also make sure that you listen to your customer, you listen to their complaint, you resolve their complaint on a regular basis, and then usually they will be the one bringing up more customer for you. So guys, don't forget, those are some few steps you must have to follow to be able to open any type of the business back home. I hope you enjoyed the video. Share it with anyone who is trying to open a business back home. If you have any comment, make sure to put your comment on the comment section. And if you need any recommendation from my personal experience, feel free to connect to me, and I will be able to share any additional advice based on my personal experience with you. See you in the next videos, guys. Bye bye.